How do everybody? It's come out for a walk and I thought I'd have a little bit of a talk about the old J.K. Rowling thing. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but she's obviously thrown the gauntlet down to the Scottish Police and to the SNP along with Humza Yousaf straight away on day one, hasn't she? I'll put the link down below for you to what she's posted on Twitter, but just to give you the too long didn't read, it's basically 10 pages listing various high profile incidences and cases of various mostly overwhelmingly men who say that they're women, because trans women are men. Obviously I live in England, so I can say that. Stick your hate crime bill up your arse. Absolutely disgusting piece of paperwork as far as I'm concerned, but that's a hill I'm willing to die on, by the way, because I have 4 children, 3 of them are daughters, and I don't want mentally ill men going into places where my daughters need to feel safe when they're doing their private business, whatever that may be at the time. But yeah, so she's basically listed a load of different things, absolutely tongue-in-cheek, saying, you know, written all in full support, saying that there absolutely are women, blah blah blah. And then once she's done all those, then on the final page she goes, I've basically spoken a load of bollocks. These are actually men, and they shouldn't be in women's spaces. That's the summary of it. I don't fully agree with that, and you know what, it's going to be really interesting, because obviously we're at a point in time where we've had almost a decade of woke madness rising up to an absolute crescendo a couple of years ago, and it does appear to be levelling off and even dissipating. But it's going to be a case of what's actually more important now to the institutions and to the actual not just to the Scottish government and the police, but to like the courts and all of that as well, because they know what's coming in the future. And as I've said many times in my videos, I think we're going to be looking at going to war with Russia, and this sort of stuff doesn't fly with the sort of people that they want going into the military to fight them sort of wars. So what are they actually going to do with this? And not only that, but she's not just some poor pleb like myself. She's a multi-millionaire. You know, she's got more wealth than I could ever dream of having in multiple lifetimes. You know, and fair play to her. Don't envy her of that, by the way. She worked hard for it. You know, what a wonderful imagination that lady's got with creating those stories. I could never think that up. You know, and she's brought much pleasure and joy to not only my life and one of my sister's lives, but also my children's lives, in the form of the Harry Potter films and the books. You know, I love watching those films with my kids. It's absolutely fantastic time spent with them. So, you know, to J.K. Rowling herself, you know, thank you very much for that. You know, and I fully support her as well, because she's obviously a very strong campaigner for women's rights, and I've got a vested interest in that myself. Obviously I've got a mother, I've got 2 sisters, and I've got my 3 daughters as well, and also my son, because one day my son's going to grow up and he's more than likely going to end up being a father himself like I am. You know, so he's going to meet a woman who he's going to love and possibly have daughters himself, and I'm probably going to have grandchildren who are girls. You know, so I absolutely 100% get behind J.K. Rowling on this. Now, there's lots of other things I don't agree with her on so much, but that doesn't bother me. I'm more than happy to be on her side with this, and I will do anything I can within my power to help her with her endeavour in this, including making a video like this, telling the Scottish government, telling the Scottish police and the Scottish courts to stick the hate crime bill up the jacksie, because that's where it belongs, because it's a tyrannical piece of toilet paper that goes against everything that our country, and I mean the whole of the United Kingdom, stands for. It's absolutely shocking, and I'm actually quite concerned about it really being blasphemy via the back door, because it's obviously no secret that Mr. Yousaf himself is obviously a practicing Muslim, which is fine, nothing against that, but he does seem to be quite the devout individual who does seem to take great pleasure in expressing his religiosity in Butte House, which again is his prerogative, but it seems to come across more as point making and sort of marking his territory, as opposed to being anything sort of as a genuine thing that he would normally do. Now obviously I can't comment on that properly, that's just my pure speculation and just the sort of vibe I get off it, but obviously only he knows what goes on his head and what his true intentions are. But I can't help but feeling that this actual hate crime bill is more about blasphemy laws via the back door than anything else. and I think time's going to tell with that one. Just a very quick video, obviously. There's nothing really else much to say on that other than what I've already covered there. If you have liked that and I've given you something to think about, please do like, subscribe, and definitely, as I always say, put a comment below. I love hearing what people have got to say, even if you don't agree with me. I do like getting feedback. My mind's not a closed book, and I am open to change my mind as well. So if you've got any good counter arguments to what I'm saying, please do put them below, and I will definitely not just reject them out of hand, and I will consider what you put. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to get back to my walk. I like going through here, and last time I was here I saw a deer. It was lovely. Speak to you later. Bye bye.